guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, oh god, my hair is already annoying me. That's a good start. For today's video, I'm going to be doing another Disneyland Paris audition experience video. I have done plenty of these in the past because I've done quite a few auditions already, so if you want to check them out, I'll try and remember to link them down below, or if not, just go onto my channel and search for them, and they are all on there. But today I'm going to be talking about my 5th Disneyland Paris audition experience, and this one was definitely a lot different to the ones I've done before, and it was actually a successful audition, as you can probably tell from the title, and I'm still in shock about it. But I'm going to try and talk to you about the process and stuff. I'm not going to go into too much detail because when you go to the audition you kind of sign to agree that you're not going to give away all the information of the stuff that happens in the audition process. So why does my contour look so harsh on camera? Oh my god, I swear it's not this harsh in real life. So I'm not going to go into loads of detail, I'm just gonna briefly talk about it and my experience personally. Started off the day by travelling down to London. I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning because the train to get me there was at 6, and that was one of the trains that was cheaper and it got me there in plenty of time. And usually I go with my friend Franny, but she couldn't come this time round, so I actually ended up going on my own. And this is kind of a big deal for me because I've never been to London on my own before. For someone who suffers with anxiety, it is such a big deal, and it is definitely, my anxiety in general is definitely improving. And when I think back to a few years ago, there is no chance I would have ever been able to do something like this. So I was more excited to start off with, and then it got to like the day before and I started to like panic a little bit. But I did it. I got up, went to the train station and got on the train, got to London, and then obviously slowly headed over to Pineapple Dance Studios, which is where the audition is. I auditioned on the Wednesday, which was the 23rd? The 23rd? Yeah, the 23rd of January. They usually do auditions every couple of months, and they'll do one on a Sunday in Leeds and then 2 on a Tuesday and a Wednesday in London the following Tuesday and Wednesday. So I went to the Wednesday audition. I got to Pineapple Dance Studios like an hour early, and I kind of just thought I might as well get there now and just wait rather than just walking around not doing anything. I just thought I might as well get there early, and I did the same last time, and there were people waiting around that time anyway. So I met up with a few people there. My battery's already flashing. It's a good job I charged my spare one. I knew this was gonna happen. So I got there an hour early, but there were a few people already there, so I ended up like just standing with them and chatting to them for a bit, and then they did let us in after a bit because it was quite cold. They let us in and we got our numbers. I was one of the first to get a number, so I was obviously one of the first to audition. We got in there, got our little numbers that you stick on, and signed a form with some basic information, and then went into the room, got measured, and sat and waited for our presentation. Like, I'm not going to go into too much detail about what happens in the audition process, one, because you're not meant to talk about it too much, and also because I've kind of talked about it in other videos that I've done, and there are other videos online as well. But I just want to talk about my personal experience and like how I'm feeling about it all. But obviously we had the little presentation talking about the job and what would happen if we got the job and sort of contracts, everything like that, and then went on to do the animation round, which was the same as the last audition I went to, and I gave it my best shot. Felt like I did well, and if they call your number that means that you're done for the day and you can go home. So that is where basically you would get cut if your number gets called. So my number didn't get called, and I was so excited because the last audition I went to I got cut after the first round. This is, like I said, this is my 5th audition. First audition, again, you'll see this in the other videos, I didn't get past the first round. Then the second and third auditions I got to the dance round and then got cut. Then the last audition before this one, I got cut after the first round again. So I got to the dance round, I was really excited because obviously last time I didn't, so I was looking forward to doing it again. The dance hadn't changed from the last time, so I hadn't been practicing it at home or anything because I didn't want it to be like over-rehearsed. But obviously once I got into it, I'd kind of remembered it. Like, obviously I'd done the dance a couple of times before, so I kind of picked it up quicker. But straight away I noticed how much my dancing had improved, because I've been dancing for a long time but I've never done anything like jazz. Like, only recently I've been working on like jazz and sort of technique kind of stuff That was a great way to describe it. Straight away, because we're in front of these big mirrors, obviously it's a dance studio, there's going to be a wall of mirrors, and I was watching and I was like, actually, I don't think I look too bad. Like, usually I watch myself and I'm like, I kind of stand out in a bad way, like I don't look like everyone else, which is technically, I don't know, you could look at that in different ways, but they look for people who can dance in sync with each other, and they can dance neatly and in time and look the same, so that on the parades they all look in sync with each other. So at this audition I actually felt like I did look like this. I just felt a lot more confident. Before going to this audition I already had a weird feeling about it. I just had a good feeling that it was going to go well, but I was like, oh, I don't want to jinx it, but I've just got a really good feeling about it. And then did the dance and I just felt really confident, and I was smiling and I was like, I actually feel like I'm doing well. And I think that definitely helped, because a lot of the time I'll do the dance, like obviously I'm staying positive and stuff and trying my best, but I'm like, oh, there's no way that I'm gonna get past this bit, like I just don't look right. But I still don't think I'm the best dancer ever, but I definitely feel like it had improved, and I just felt like I just looked so much better than the last time I did it. So I was feeling really confident. Did the groups of 10 again. We practiced it a few times, split into groups. I was in the groups of 10 again, like for the animation round. And I did the dance and I was like, okay, this is usually where I get cut, so I was kind of prepared for it. And I was stood there. I felt confident. I felt like I'd done the best I could, and I thought there's not much more I can do. Obviously I really wanted to get past it, but obviously I wasn't expecting it in a way. Like, I felt like I had more of a chance, but at the same time I never expect it to happen. And then they were calling the numbers and mine didn't get called again. So it meant that I'd got past the dance round. So I had to go and sit at the other side of the room again whilst everyone else did theirs. And I was just in complete shock at this point, because I remember the first time I got to the dance round, I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this really my life? What the hell? I was like, they've even like slightly considered me for this job. I can't believe it. I got past the dance round and I was sat there while everyone else was auditioning, and I couldn't believe what was going on. I met a lovely girl there who I'd spoken to online beforehand. Lily, if you're watching this, hi. And we both got to that point. It was her first audition, so we were like, what is going on? I can't believe this. What is happening? And I was like freaking out a bit inside, because this is like my dream job, like my #1 dream. So I just didn't know what to do. I was just in complete and utter shock. I was like, I don't know what this means. I don't know if this means I've got a job or I could still get cut at this point. I do not know what's going to happen now. But then everyone finished the dance round and I was like, well, here I am. I've gotten to the next stage. What is going on? Then they called up a few people to check them for face characters. I was not one of these people, but I didn't really mind. I'm happy to do whatever. And I know that I don't have the look for a Disney character. Like, I just know that. And that's not me like looking for compliments, like, or for people to say, oh no, you do. Like, I genuinely know I don't have that look. So I was fine. Like, I've always said I'd be happy to just be on a parade or just be a fur character. Like, I would be happy. So I didn't get considered for face characters. They checked their faces and stuff, and then half got cut and half went to try on wigs and makeup. But I didn't see any of that because I didn't get to that stage. But I don't know what happened there, and obviously even if I did, you can't really talk about it anyway. But then there was just about, I can't remember exactly how many of us there were. I swear there was about 8, maybe 10, but I swear it was like less than 10. 2 of those people, one of them being my friend Lily, were told that their contract they were being considered for was character only, and then the rest of us are character and parade performer. So they liked my dancing enough to put me on the parades. And I was like, what? Like, I'm being considered for character and parade performer? This is insane. And I was just completely mind blown. I just couldn't believe it. We all had to sit down and sign these slightly bigger forms which had a bit extra information, like that we didn't have to put on the first form. So a few little extra bits going into more detail. Gave those in, and then we were told they can't predict the future. They don't know if they're going to find something for us, but what they do know is that we have what it takes to work at Disneyland Paris, and we are exactly what they're looking for, and we've passed the audition. He was like, I'm happy to say you've passed the audition, you're exactly what we want, we just need to find something for you. We need to go back to the offices, look through what we've got available and see if we can find a contract for you. And for now, we're going to keep your details for up to 6 months. And if you don't hear back from us in those 6 months, just come back and audition again. And they said you could hear in a week's time, you could hear in a few months' time, or you might not hear at all. And that doesn't mean you're not good enough or you're not capable. It's just that we haven't found a contract for you that suits your height, your availability, anything like that. It could just be little specifics. So basically we'd done everything we can and it was all down to seeing if there was a contract available for us. So I'm actually going to get the little card and show you. It's in a picture I put on my Instagram, which I'll put here, but I'm going to get the card to show you. It's currently up on my wall. I have like a row of peg lights on my wall and it's just up there. Don't know if that's sad, but we'll just go with it. Definitely something I was meant to do before starting filming this video, but I forgot. But we basically got given this, and I still cannot believe that I have one of these. It says, congratulations on passing your audition for Disneyland Paris. And this is an absolute dream come true for me, and I know how cheesy that sounds, and I've just always imagined getting to this point. Again, all of this is going to sound really cheesy and really cliche, but it's just so accurate. This has been my dream job for so long. I remember the first time I found out about this being a thing. I watched loads of videos. I think I was 17 at this point, so I was too young to audition. I was watching all these videos. I had a notebook, which is somewhere in this room, and I kind of want to find it again just to look through and just reminisce on it. Before I'd ever done an audition, I have a little Disney notebook and I wrote down loads of things from different people's videos and like about the process and like tips and stuff just to keep in mind for when I did get to audition. And now I'm 21, turning 22 this year, and I've done my 5th audition and I've passed. And it's something that I thought at a lot of points in my life was kind of impossible, because I thought I'm just not good enough. And I know that a lot of people can feel like that, but I genuinely did feel like that. I was like, I don't have the right look. I don't think I'm a good enough dancer to be on the parades compared to other people. Even though the dancing that they do on the parades isn't really difficult, like it's not like really crazy flexible movements and stuff. Obviously there's like acrobatic stuff that you audition for like separately that they can sometimes have on parades, but like the general like dancers, I was like, I bet I'd never be considered for that. And now I have one of these. I have passed the Disney audition, and now I am on the books. Like, I am waiting to be contacted by Disney with a contract, and whether it'll happen or not, I don't know, but getting to this point is insane. I have a really strong feeling about it, and I just feel like it's the right time for it to happen for me. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like this year is when it's meant to happen. Like, I feel like it's meant to happen soon, and I feel like even if it's not an open-ended contract, I feel like it's meant to be like this year, that I'm meant to, like, majority of it is meant to be spent doing that. I just feel like it's meant to happen. So I'm trying to be really positive about it. I've been so happy since doing this audition. I have not stopped smiling. I have had a few tears, kind of just being overwhelmed and excited. Also tears about the fact that I'm so close and I'm so scared I'm not going to get it, and I understand that that could happen and I might not hear anything, but if that does happen, I'm just going to go back in 6 months stronger than ever and just go for it again and just see what happens. Because if I keep going, it will happen, and I've learnt that from this experience, because I've kept going for it. I haven't given up even after being rejected multiple times. I have not given up, and it shows that that works. Like, you keep going for something and it will happen. Again, all sounds cliche, but it is so true, and I've really, really learnt that from this experience. It was honestly the best day of my whole life, and I really am praying so hard that I hear something, because it's just exactly what I want, and I just feel like it's the right time. Like, I'm so ready for it. I've never actually lived away from home, so moving to Paris, or like near to Disneyland Paris, is quite a big step, especially for the first time moving out of your home. But I'm so ready for it. I'm 100% ready for it. Like, I know I'll be scared, I know I'll get homesick, and it will be challenging at times, but everyone's going to feel that way, and that's perfectly normal. And I am so ready for the challenge. I know it's going to be worth it. I'm so ready for it, and that's why I'm praying so hard that I hear something. I'm actually filming this a week and a day after the audition, and I have heard in the past that people have heard just over a week after auditioning. Doesn't mean I will, but it's given me hope. I had like the hope that I was going to hear yesterday, where it had been exactly a week later, but I didn't hear anything yesterday. But maybe I'll hear something today. Just because I don't hear like in this next like week or whatever doesn't mean I won't hear in the next 6 months. But also I might not hear at all, I don't know. But I'm trying to think positively, and like I said, I just have a feeling that it's meant to happen for me this time. There's one girl that I met there as well who was so lovely, and she said that she's been put on the books a couple of times and not heard anything back. So that could happen. But again, I'm trying to be positive, and I'm trying to use the whole law of attraction thing. I really need to watch that thing on Netflix called The Secrets or something. Apparently there's a book as well. I've been told to watch that because I really am trying to believe in the law of attraction. Like the whole thing with before my audition, I remember the day before, I even mentioned it in my weekly vlog. I was like, I have a really good feeling about today, about the audition. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but I've just had this weird feeling that it's going to go really well. And then that put me in the mindset, I think that's what happened. It just put me in the mindset that I was going to do well. So then I did do well. And I just think, if I think like that now, hopefully it's going to give me a better chance. I don't know. You might think it's all just silly, but I feel like it's time for it to happen for me, and I'm so ready for it. And obviously I've always wanted it to happen for me, but now I'm at the point where I've wanted it more than ever. Like even in the past where I've wanted it, I've also been like, oh yeah, but I wouldn't want it to happen just yet, because I wouldn't want to go yet. I'd want to like leave it a while, so maybe I shouldn't have put my availability for this point, or maybe I should change it, or like maybe next time. But at this point I'm like, just get me out there, let's just go. At the end of the day, there might be things I miss out on at home. Like I have like concerts and shows coming up this year that if I have to miss out on, then that's just what has to happen. And there's like obviously other things like birthdays and stuff of like family and friends, and like obviously if I was out there for Christmas, I'd miss Christmas with my family. But I need to just experience this. I might not be there, even if I did get offered a contract, I might only be there for 3 months. But I'm just thinking like I need to stop worrying about what I'd miss out on here. I've got to a point where I'm not too worried about it. Yes, I'm gonna miss people, and yes, I'm gonna be sad when I miss out on certain things, but I need to do this and I'm ready for it. And I think like working in Disneyland is my absolute dream goal, so I'm not letting anything hold me back anymore. Like I'm not going to let myself be held back. So that's why I feel like it is the right time for me, because I've been to an audition in the past where I've been like, obviously I want to get in, but I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to get in this time, because I don't want to go yet, because I want it to like, I want to wait a bit. I don't want to miss this period of time at home, if that makes sense. But at this point I'm like, just get me out there, it needs to happen, I'm ready for it, let's do this. Fingers crossed I hear something. So basically I'll give you a brief explanation of the contracts you can get. You can get a CDD, which is a date-to-date contract, and the shortest contract you can get is 3 months. So you could be there over a season, so like over summer or over Christmas or anything like that. Or you could get a slightly longer contract and it ends after like 6 months, maybe 8 months. Or you can get CDI, which is a date indefinite contract. So you will be given a start date and then you choose your end date. You can literally stay there as long or as little as you want. Sorry, my battery died, but I have a spare one in and I'm back. If the angle's changed, that is why. But anyway, with an open-ended contract, you choose your end date. You give notice, obviously, like any other job. It's basically like with any other job, you choose when you finish. You can stay there as long as you want. Like literally, apparently at the moment there are people there that have been working there for like 16 years or 20 years even. So you choose, and I think that's pretty amazing. But even to just be offered a contract in general, I would be happy with. Obviously I want to be there for a long period of time. Like I'd love to be there over Halloween and Christmas. Yes, again, it's a hard time to be away from family over Christmas, but I've always wanted to go to Disneyland at Christmas and Halloween, like just in general as a guest. But to be there as a cast member is unreal. Like the thought of that is the most exciting thing ever. So let's just hope and pray I hear something. And you get one of these cards and it basically says, you are now on our waiting list for up to 6 months for a position to become available in your height range, talent levels and availability dates. You will not need to attend another audition during this period. We will contact you as soon as we have any news. If your availability dates or contact details change within the next 6 months, please notify us as soon as possible at the address on the reverse side. So it has like an email and an address on the other side if your availability changes. So for example, if you said your availability wasn't till the summer and then you decided actually I can be available from May now, you could email them and just let them know so that they're aware of it. So if they find something for you that's an earlier contract, then that's great. So you can do that, or if you put your availability for an earlier date and you realise actually I'm not available till later on in the year, then you can do that as well. Basically, I passed the Disneyland Paris audition, and those people who know me or have been following my journey with these auditions will know how much of a big deal this is to me. And I may seem pretty calm, but honestly I've been crying like every day since finding out, and I'm kind of just in this weird space where I'm like, is this even happening? And I've been watching loads of videos of people who work there, getting to make new friends there and like exploring Paris and exploring the parks and just working there, getting to perform on parades and be friends with some amazing characters while I'm out there. I just couldn't think of anything better, and it's just been an absolute dream goal for a long time, something I thought that was just like impossible for me to get to. And now I am so close, and I know it's not impossible because I know that I'm capable of doing it, because I've been told that. It's just if they can find a contract for me, that's all it is now. So don't ever think you're not good enough for something, because I genuinely thought I wasn't good enough for this. And I never thought it's something I'd ever be able to do. And now here I am at the stage where I am good enough to work there and do my dream job. Not just to be a character, but to dance on the parades. And I'm mind blown, because this is literally my dream job, and I know I keep saying that, but I just don't even know what to say anymore. Like, I can't believe it, and I really hope I hear soon. If I hear before this video goes up, I will add it onto the end or something. I really want to get my reaction on camera. But yeah, that's basically what happened. And I don't know what else to say. I'm still in shock. And I know I didn't go into loads of detail, so sorry if you were expecting that. But there's lots of videos that do talk about it, so you kind of get the gist of how the audition process goes. And I don't want to talk about it too much because I've agreed not to, and I wouldn't ever want it to affect me getting a job or anything, and I just think it's better to keep the magic and for you to find out for yourself when you get to auditions. But I can't believe it. I've literally passed the audition, and I can't believe that I haven't cried on camera yet. And I thought I was going to cry during filming this video. I do feel super emotional, but I don't even know what to say. I have always been so hard on myself in general, and especially during the whole like process of auditioning for this job and thinking about this job. It's all I ever talk about. Whenever someone asks me, what's your dream job? This is what I say straight away, no hesitation. Someone asks me, what would you love to do? This is it. This is what I want to do. And to be this close is just the best feeling in the whole world. And now I know I can do it. And now I'm gonna cry. Please don't ever give up. Like, as cheesy as that really does sound, please don't ever give up. If you really want something, like I wanted this job and I still want this job, if you ever want something this bad, just keep going, just keep going. Even if you get to a point where you're like, there's no way I'm ever gonna get this job, like there's no way this is ever gonna work for me, like no one's ever gonna want me for this job, it's way out of my reach, just keep going. I kept going because I wanted it so bad, and it's such a fun experience anyway. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, hold on a minute, I actually am capable of doing this. Like, I was so hard on myself, and I didn't even need to be. I was so worried mainly about my appearance, because I was like, even if I don't get considered for face character, I still don't have the look. Like, they're not going to want to put me on parades. Like, look at me, like I don't have the look. And again, I don't want sympathy for that or anything. Like, that's genuinely just how I feel, and I know I don't have a certain look that a lot of other people do. And I just always thought, there's no chance, and there is a chance. I'm gonna leave this here because I really don't want this video to be super long, but I just wish it came across on camera how much this means to me, because I feel like I'm just rambling and I look really calm and like I'm not that bothered, but honestly, you have no idea. It's usually like the evening times where it really hits me. I'll be sat in bed like, and I'll just start crying, and I'm like, I really want this, and it's like gonna hurt so bad if I don't get it. But I totally understand that it's not my fault. It's not because I'm not good enough. It's just they haven't found something for me. So before I go, we're going to refresh my emails for like the millionth time today. Still nothing, but I'm not giving up hope. So If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have recently auditioned and if you've heard anything back yet, let me know. Ask me any other questions down below, and honestly, I'd love to get this job as well because I'd love to make some videos while I'm out there and like do some vlogs and like talk about the whole experience. I think it'd just be so much fun. So, but that's not the main reason I want it. Obviously the main reason I want it is because it's my dream job and I'd love to be performing at Disneyland. Like, I can't think of anything better. Honestly, I can't. So please keep your fingers crossed for me, and I will let you know as soon as possible if I do find out. And yeah, just pray for me. Please pray for me, because I want this so bad. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you can follow along the journey, because even if I don't get in, I'll still keep auditioning, and I'm sure it'll happen for me one day. But I have a feeling it's my time. I will see you in the next video. Bye!